Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master Luke, and joining me as always is...
Hello everyone, my name is Ben, and I'll be playing the level 4 gnome wizard Winsler Wallaby, in addition to his cuddly little friend, Mr. Wiggles. He's a good boy, I swear. He did not mean to push that tour guide down that well. It was
You're
prank.
framing your cat? It's just a prank, bro.
You did it. Don't try and blame it on Mr. Wiggles.
We're both good here.
Hello, it's me, Carla, and I play the invisible Patter prison guard and level 4 tiefling rogue, Integrity Idleberry.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 4 half-elf bard. She was kind of hoping to come to Wildcliff and join a sorority or something, not to be thrust into a series of magical conspiracies and government overthrowing, but that's just how it is sometimes.
It may not be like it is, but it do.
What it do?
It'll be like that.
You know you had to do it to him.
Who are you?
My name is Sam, and I play Serenep Cinderman, and I was right!
About it being weird here?
Yes.
No,
Also,
it's
I'm
fine.
a level 4 human sorcerer. I'm done now.
Everything's fine in Patter.
I was right.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students pushed their tour guide Yona down the wishing well of Patter, and then promptly met up with a blue and white newt, a 5-ish foot tall lizard person named Blub, the lieutenant of the Root Newts, who just happened to be running a pseudo-underground revolution against the Emperor of Patter, Korka. After joining this revolution, kind of out of their hands at this point because they pushed Inquisitor down the well and their mentor may or may not be in jail or dead, they went to the detention layer, getting there through expertly crafted subterfuge, and they split into two groups before we ended last week. So we
Always
find
a
ourselves
wise
now
decision.
in the detention center. Who went which way? I think
right.
Integrity. So the groups were Integrity and
Winsler went
Serenep
left, I
and
think.
Wiggles,
Yeah.
and then Winsler and Mira. And so Winsler and Mira, you went left, and the other group, team same family plus cat, went right.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the same cats.
So to give you, you're the same cats. You're all cats.
That's our name.
It's all cats down here.
We're all cat burglars. Good bunch of
Cats all the
skills
way
and
down.
people.
What's the appearance situation? Serenep, you're not disguised, if I'm correct.
You are correct, yes.
Yeah.
And Integrity, you're invisible,
No,
if
no,
I'm
no.
correct? Or did you use disguised self?
Yeah, I use my disguise self to become a merging of the guards. So now I'm holding, in quote,
Yes.
quote, her in.
Serenep.
Serenep.
Her.
Like, yeah, I'm holding her.
Yeah, okay. And then Winsler, you're not disguised.
So, what I was just thinking originally, because I don't think we got to it, what was going
Okay.
through my head was that just enlarge my hat and just have it over top of me. So it's just like legs.
Like a traffic cone.
Yeah, so it's like a traffic cone with little legs.
Like-
That's just
So
following.
you mean like Toy Story.
Yeah.
Very Wind Waker-esque.
Also Wind Waker. I'm a fan of all of these things.
Fucking wizards.
And-
How many spell slots do you have that you can just do that?
I
Like,
mean,
I love
have,
it, but...
I have like 5 left.
What?
I have 5
Sounds
left.
about right. Sarah, you okay, Sarah? Are you
Yes,
okay?
tea
the
fell
more
out of my mouth as I
Sarah,
spoke.
The more you drink tea and play with the cup and blurber with tea in your mouth, the less I can cut her out. So it literally sounds like you're drowning on land.
The alternative is sounding extremely raspy.
Oh no, the water burst
Um,
into Sarah's room. Oh,
It's the
And
flood.
Sarah, you're just disguised as a spit image of the surface layer guard,
Yes.
correct? Like the one who gave you all visitor badges.
Yeah.
Of which you still have visitor badges.
Yes.
we're visiting prison.
Prisoner
yeah,
badges.
Just visiting.
Just
we have
visiting.
badges. I think.
So, I suppose we'll begin with Integrity and Serenep and Mr. Wiggles. Or I should say, I'll give a general overview of what this looks like for everyone, because it's the same on both sides for the most part until we get to a few specific details. So it's this rough, so the houses up on the first layer where you were like this worked stone, like this smooth stone, and then like the cavern itself was this natural like jagged stone. And like the ground was this again worked stone. Obviously, like they put effort into making all the infrastructure good. However, down here on the detention level, layer, I should say, not level, the floor is rough and unworked. The walls are also rough. It's just a very basic, like borehole through the stone. And every now and then there's, on either side of the hallway, there are secondary hallways that contain little cell blocks that are few and far between. The cells are dimly lit. And,
are they full or empty or?
We'll get to that. That's one of the minor details that's different. But the actual cells themselves are, like it seems to be one prisoner per cell, and they have these heavy, iron bars and these large locks, and it's just like they're very small and cramped. So, starting with Sereneth and Integrity and the Wiggles, you guys go right, and you're walking away from the cold, if I'm remembering correctly.
We do not.
Can anyone correct me
Yeah,
on
the
that?
left side was the cold one. The
Left
right
side was cold
wasn't.
side, yeah. Okay, so you guys are walking away from the cold. Can both of you roll perception checks?
13.
That was a 21.
Okay. Sereneth, you hear this, but Integrity, you don't. You hear the sound of like, with a 21, I guess you'd be able to intuit what it was. It sounds like someone's stirring a pot, like but not like a metal pot. It sounds like someone's like shaking two rocks together, but you can hear like the sludging of like someone making oatmeal, right? And like the crackle of a fire coming from further down the hallway.
Okay.
And both of you can smell that like this pungent odor in the air. Like it's not a very good smell. How do you want to proceed? Do you want to be checking every single one of these little hallways for?
I feel like that would be a good idea, yeah, to check the echoes.
Who are you looking for? Because you had multiple tasks that you were sent down here for, which was to find
You want me to?
It was
were
the
sent
flyers,
here.
the revolutionaries, and artists, right?
Well, yes, and also the revolutionaries leader, who was down here on the detention level, or detention layer. Show off all the trash compactors on the detention level. It's just where my brain keeps going. So you just want to systematically check every single nook and cranny, if I'm to be understood. If you are to, you know what I mean.
I think we're searching
You know
for
what I
every
mean.
possible cell to try and find
Every
either
possible
our
cell.
mentor or the leader
Yeah.
of the
Revolution.
revolution.
Viva la revolution.
So fun to say.
Viva la
Revolution.
It's so fun to say until you actually have to kill someone.
Dude,
Which
come on.
you're all
we're
school
kids.
children. I
No.
don't think you signed
We're
up
gonna
to.
kill people.
Kill people?
We're young
We're not
adults.
gonna
We
kill
can't handle
anyone.
this.
No.
I mean,
I don't wanna
Winslow, you
kill
technically
anyone
already kind of killed
after-
someone, maybe.
Pushing someone down
we have
a
to
well.
slowly reach up to that crime level.
We have to slowly become cold-blooded murderers.
Yeah, we
That's how
started
this
with
works.
petty theft. Now we're doing like a little bit of treason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go to murder.
I mean, it's not treason
No,
in
we're not
our
gonna murder
world,
anyone.
So I mean,
Is that better or worse?
Does that mean we have diplomatic immunity?
interdimensional bad guys. but in our own world, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, the two of you see empty cells. Like there doesn't seem to be many people here on the right side. And additionally, on the cells here, there's numbers in the low, like towards the low end, like the first hallway that you go down, it's like a 100s, and then the second one would be 200s and such and so forth. Like there seems to be a numbered system, and on the front of each cell, it's numbered in like a basic numerical system. Like it's not that it's like something you'd be familiar with inherently, but you all take magical language classes, so you'd have a basic understanding of primordial language at this point, to the point where I would say it's reasonable you could understand numbers. If you want to write that on your character sheet and your resume, you can do it if you want, but, you know.
Hello, I'd like this job. What can you do? I can speak primordial? A little bit.
I can
I'm
count
still learning.
primordial.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
When
You're
you're a
hired.
primordial person that wants to get food, I can help.
And when you reach the 300 block, you see in one of the cells, you're the first person that you've seen since you've been down here, other than that guard, of course, who let you in, no problem. And it is a small, almost black, they're so dark brown that they're almost like this black colored stone. And they have this. So you've seen guards here that have guards and just people. Yona, who escorted you around, had golden eyes. A few of the guards you've seen had this gold venation, almost like there was gold ore within their body, or like embedded in their skin or something. Skin is a weird word to say when you're describing something made of rock, but you understand what I mean. But this small elemental before you seems to have not only streaks of gold, but also streaks of silver and a few crystal or mineral deposits in them. And they just look like this. It's just like a little rock formation, it seems. And they look up at you and go, you're disguised. And they look up at you just with these big, like, dinner plate eyes. And they just don't say anything as you both approach.
I'm gonna step forward and I'm gonna say, hello.
Hi.
What are you down here for?
I don't know. I just got taken out of bed like last week and put down here.
What, do they just like barge into people's houses and like kidnap them in their sleep? Holy shit.
Honestly, at this point, it feels like they would do that. Can I roll insight on this person that we've just met?
Sure.
I have to be sure. Like, I can't just let anybody out of jail.
This is an Inquisition plant.
Maybe.
Who's good cop, bad cop?
Can I insight too and see if like, and is it like a little kid? Is he like a little kid almost?
They're like probably sitting on the ground here. They look like a small boulder. Like they're like curled up with their like knees to their chest. They don't seem very large. No.
Okay, my insight was 19.
Insight 19.
Yeah.
They seem to be. Yeah, that seems to be the truth. You hear a bit of wavering in the voice. They seem to be more nervous talking to you than they like. They don't seem to be lying. They seem to be like, I want to tell the truth because I'm scared.
Okay. What is the? I'm gonna look to this small boulder. I'm gonna say, my name is Serenepth, and I'm going to help you get out of this. Okay.
My name's Kat. Thank you.
Okay. What's the lock situation?
The lock situation?
Yeah.
It's like a fairly, I don't know. Looking at it, make a investigation
Yeah, sure.
for the lock situation. Integrity, you can make this as well.
How crazy is this lock?
We've had historical problems with locks, so don't make
I'm
jokes.
so sad Winsler's in here to grease it up.
Unfortunate.
Damn. Okay, I got a
24.
15. Oh,
20. Okay, 15
I
and a
got
24.
natural 20.
Serenepth, it seems to be a pretty basic lock. Integrity, this is like a child's play. Super easy. You see, like this is like less like as simple as like a house door.
So
Like it's not very, it's not like maximum security.
So I'm going to ask Serenepth, like, are you sure about this guy?
I believe that they are telling the truth. They were brought here with no knowledge of what has happened.
Is anyone else here with you?
Me? No, not to my knowledge. I like the guards just kind of grabbed me out of bed. I didn't even get to see my dad or anything, and they just took me down here. And he hasn't even come to see me yet or anything. I don't know what's going on.
Who's your dad?
My dad's Korka.
Okay,
Oh,
so I'm going to take
God.
I'm going to take out my thieves' tools
Oh my gosh.
because that one has it has a lockpick,
Mm.
and I am going to try and open his lock.
Absolutely. Try to or make a thieves tools check. So that's just I don't know if you definitely have proficiency in it, but I don't know if you have your expertise in it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I don't know how that is.
Well, it should be under your skills. So just add your dexterity and proficiency to your roll.
Dexterity and proficiency.
Yep, because you're a rogue, doing rogue things for once ever.
Yes. I mean, she did street magic once.
That's true.
What a lawbreaker.
That's 20.
Oh,
20. Yeah, you get the right leverage. You get like your little tension wrench, and like just crack it easily, and it's just like, which is the sound that iron makes when it creaks. It creaks like wood. And
In this world, physics can be anything.
the door opens, slowly. It's pretty heavy. And this little elemental stands up. They're probably only like 4 feet tall. And they walk over to you and go, "So are you gonna bring me to my dad now?
I'm gonna.
Is he okay? Did something bad happen?"
I'm gonna kneel down in front of the. I mean, at this point, with the voice, would I be able to tell if it is a boy, girl, non-binary?
You were told that Korka's daughter
Got it.
was taken captive.
Got it.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm gonna kneel down. I'm gonna say, "We're gonna get you to safety."
Okay. Is my dad okay?
Well, Sarah can do her thing, but I'm gonna be like, pretend that I'm a guard and be like, let's go. So.
Yeah, those guards without keys that break you out of jail.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
honestly, at this point of knowing the guards that we've seen thus far, I mean,
That's fair.
The
They're pretty
most
incompetent.
unrealistic thing is assuming they're smart enough to use a lockpick.
That's true.
Wow. Y'all are surprisingly bright for
Wow, you're the
rest of these
smartest
guards.
guard I've ever met in my life.
wow.
You thanks.
Most of the other ones just eat rocks that aren't actually food and be like, "Wow, that tastes bad."
You thanks. Go
Eat
let's.
that.
So I start talking in proper language.
So I'm going to look to Integrity, and I'm going to say, I think it might be a good idea to continue searching down this hall, but I don't want to put her in danger, so we might ask her to stay back until we finish, and then we can head back.
I think we should.
I'm gonna turn to, I'm gonna say, Kat, I think it would be a good idea, because we have to look for some people.
Yeah.
If you could possibly stay here for a little bit, just until we get back, and then we will escort you out of here.
They make a very not happy face and go, "I don't want to stay here any longer, though.
I put my hands on their
It's like really scary in
I
here."
put my hands on her shoulders, and I say, I know, and... Wait, actually... How long does this work? So if I use light, do I have to be in its vicinity to keep it lit, or does it just, I cast it and then it stays there for an hour?
Nah, it stays lit, dog.
Okay, so I'm gonna take out my purse, and I'm gonna take out like a small copper piece, and I'm gonna use light,
Oh.
and I'm gonna
Okay.
hand it to her, and I'm gonna say, "This will keep you safe until we get back, okay?"
Make a persuasion check, please, and thank you.
Okay.
Also, where's Wiggles at? Because
Wiggles has been
he
following
does not
us.
walk. I want to know. Wiggles
Okay.
does not walk.
He doesn't?
No, he
No.
doesn't. He gets
Okay.
carried around.
Oh.
You know those videos where sometimes the cats just hang around the neck of like a
Mhm.
person?
That's what I was
he's
hoping.
I
doing
am
This
a
is what I
neck
was
scarf.
hoping
Cat
for.
scarf.
He's just hanging
This is
around
what I
my
was
neck.
hoping for. Okay, that's what I was imagining in my head because I knew that he wouldn't be walking around.
No.
I didn't want to presume though.
shit. I got a 22.
Okay, Cat's gonna say, "Okay, but please come back soon. Okay, I don't want to be alone anymore."
Can I ask Mr. Wiggles to possibly keep her company until we come back? At least checking the hallway.
At this point, you'd probably still be within. Is it 100 feet?
Yeah, it's 100 feet.
And he's going to be like, "Let me check," and then in your head, Winsler, you hear a message of, "They want me to stay with some little rock girl. Is that okay with you?"
I mean, I guess it's all right with you and them. Just don't go dying on me again. You hear?
Absolutely. And Wiggles is gonna go, "I suppose I could be convinced to stay here. Not quite my style to sit in the dirt, but we all must do things for the greater good." And he hops down and kind of like curls up at Cat's feet as she sits back down.
Aw, cat and cat.
Cat and cat, yeah.
God damn it. The
But
horrible
listen-
jokes.
Okay, I talk to them and be like, but listen, if anyone comes close that is not us, hide Mr. Wiggles and just sit there like you were before when we found you, okay?
Okay, Mr. Guard.
Okay. So she's back in the what do you call it? In the cell, right?
Cell.
So
yeah.
I'm going to not lock it. Like
But close it so that if someone's walking by, you can't
yeah.
see
Like
that it's
I'll
open.
put back
yeah.
the lock, but I won't lock it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And you guys will continue on. A few, like probably 50 feet, 60 feet later, you come to the cavern starts to narrow, and this pungent smell is like even worse now. And now both of you can kind of hear this like scraping of like stone on stone and hear this sludging noise.
Ew.
And so the cavern comes to like, it like kind of tapers to a very narrow doorway. And how would you like to proceed? From where you're standing now, you can see just like a better lit room than the rest of the hallways. And there just seems to be stacks of like stone bowls that have like mold on them.
Well, clearly we found the kitchen.
But what are they cooking in here?
Hopefully nothing familiar.
Oh,
I didn't want to
Are we
say
suddenly
it.
going all Soylent Green? Like,
Oh,
Jesus. This got dark.
It's got too dark.
not Brussels sprouts.
Based on Luke's smile, I'm gonna say I'm kind of close.
I'm just smiling because I enjoy playing D&D with you guys.
That's bullshit. The
That's a
last time
lie.
you smiled this much, it was a cult.
What do you guys do? How do you approach? Or do you stand there thinking for 7 hours?
How did
I'm
you
going-
know?
I'm going to sneak in stealthily.
Okay.
Very quiet.
Can you make a stealth check for me?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
18.
18. Oh my heavens.
Because
gonna
I
try
have
and
plus
sneak.
7 stealth.
I'm gonna try sneaking too.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
I just want to check out, like, what...
Uh-oh.
No!
Uh-oh.
To the listeners at home, he's opening a monster manual.
Oh no.
The gang splits the party and all die.
Hey, I believe in us. People from the same family team unite.
I just wanna check. I don't wanna engage this thing.
I got a 17.
A 17. Okay. Sneak team.
Yes.
You both kind of tiptoe in Scooby-Doo style and peer around it's like at this point you cannot smell anything else as you're almost getting used to it after like the couple like 30 seconds of being here. It's just like assaulting your senses, olfactory and like you can almost like taste the air, like it's real bad. And it's like this
Yuck.
it's like this sour rot smell. And inside you see a small cook fire, like the smoke is just going up into a small chimney, or like a hole bored into the ceiling, which you could call a chimney. And it's this hunched over humanoid figure with this very wiry hair, and it's this like dark red colored hair, and there's like little flecks of, they're wearing like an apron, and you can see little flecks of like gold that are like embedded on the apron, and there's like burns all over them and scars, and they're just hunched over, like stirring this stone pot with this like almost like it looks like like brown sludge in this bowl, like this big pot. And just all around the room are just stacked like probably hundreds of these just stone bowls with like some of this like slop covering the floors and such. On the other side of the room, the far side of the room, there's a similar sized doorway to the one you came through, and beyond it you can see more hallways with which you presume to be more cell blocks. And to your left, so across the room is this hallway, to your right is this figure, and to your left there's a small, like almost like a like it's not a large passageway, but both of you could definitely fit through it, and it seems to just wind into the rock. It almost looks like a natural passage as opposed to the rest of these, which were carved out but not refined. That looks like it was always there.
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lean over to Integrity slightly, and I'm gonna whisper, Do you think the cook is also a prisoner? Just taking in like the burns and everything.
I don't know. What does a prisoner look like?
I'm just taking in the burns. Maybe if we get them on our side quickly, maybe we can get through here without any horrible damage done to us, at least.
Okay. Do you want me to ask her or him or them?
At this point, we can't quite tell. It might be safer to try and sneak through.
But I am a guard. I'm one of them.
That is very true. I totally forgot that you were a guard.
Super true.
I keep forgetting, honestly. I say, okay. I'm gonna hide back behind like the stack of bowls.
Okay.
And, like...
So this is when I emerge from the narrow doorway or narrow hallway and be like,
you make your presence known.
Yes.
Oh.
And they turn around and they're like, "Huh?" And you see that their face is just this. It's a human.
Not
and
even
it's
a human.
incredibly
Like
it's a human, just straight up a human. But their entire body's just covered in this wiry hair, like even their arms, and all they're wearing is just like disheveled like pants, no shoes, no shirt.
No
they look like emaciated, but they have this apron on. They have this apron on. The apron does say "Kiss the Cook," but it's all stained.
With kisses.
And and they're holding this ladle, this stone ladle, and they turn to look at you. Their face is almost rat-like and very gaunt, very thin, and they have these two large buck teeth, and they look at you and go, "What are you doing here?"
Did you recently sell out your friends to the Dark Lord?
So what's for dinner?
None for you, just for the prisoners. And he kind of like looks down at the ground. He's very scared, it would seem, of your
From where
presence.
I am, could I like insight check his
Sure.
reactions to see if it's genuine or not?
Sure.
Awesome.
You're so untrusting.
Honestly, yes. The second we got here, I was untrusting.
I mean, would you be untrusting of some rat-like cook who's
I'm
like
just picturing
half
Timothy
naked
Spall,
and burned?
you know? That guy who always plays like the sneaky little sidekick to the villain, you know?
Mhm.
So that's a 15.
Okay. With that, you see that they're kind of like trembling, and you see both of you make perception checks, or I guess Integrity make a perception check. I'll give this one to you already, Sam. Or Saranap.
Hello. It is me.
That's 3.
A 3. Integrity, you don't really notice this. You're just kind of like focusing on the facade. But Saranap, from afar, you can see that they're kind of inching closer and closer towards this, like that natural passageway that's across the room from them.
I'm going to cast a message on Integrity, and I say, I think he's truthful in being scared. He might be on our side. He's also going to make a break for it very soon.
Don't be scared.
So they're just like staring at the ground, and that you see their like brow furrow, and they're like, "Oh, I would never be scared. What are you doing here? No one except for the goldsmith and me are supposed to be down here."
When you gave a description, were there any other guards in this space?
No.
I'm going to come out from behind the bowls and walk over next to Integrity.
And while she does that, I'm going to walk towards you know where she plans on running away to? I'm going to just block it, just in case.
Yeah, just like slowly. So you're like, they're kind of moving towards you, like not exactly facing you and not looking at you, and you slowly move to block their path.
Yeah.
Saranap, are you bound in any possible way anymore?
Am I bound in any possible way? You mean
Are you like hands? Do you have manacles on? Are you still have the rope on? I would assume not.
Oh, no, I took it
Based
out.
on previous,
I've
yeah,
been walking around tied up in a row.
No, it's been...
talking to Kat like, it's okay, we'll save you, and she's like, yeah, sure.
No, it's been
Whatever
out.
you
Like,
say,
once we
crazy
were-
lady.
Once we
No,
were like,
Okay,
out.
the second,
I'm not
Serenep, that you make your presence known, this person is going to look at you in integrity and go, there's a loose prisoner, and then like try to run by you. Do you want to try to do anything? Trying to make a break for this passageway.
Oh, like
behind
they're
you.
trying to make a
Do you
break
want-
for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm going to
like obvious. You're gonna try to do something.
I'm just going to hold them.
As
Like-
integrity goes
Like,
to
does
hold
that
them,
make
I'm gonna.
sense? Like,
Yeah, like
Tenderly.
just block them, like grab them.
yeah, but like
They're gonna,
but like not trying to like be mean, you know, like sort of just like
yeah, just like it's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa there, buddy.
As she.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
Well, what did you want to do?
I was gonna say,
Sarah?
like, as she runs towards her, I'm gonna say, "I'm not a prisoner."
Hey, Serenep or Integrity, make a strength check.
Hey, friend, wait, I do not have rope on me.
That is a 16.
A 16. Okay, so you successfully grab them, and in return, they are going to, with their large buck teeth, just try to bite into your arm.
Oh God.
Does a 14 hit?
Just
Oh God.
So it's going to be 3 piercing damage.
okay.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
What?
Do they have a poison bite?
They drank so much poison, they are the poison.
21.
Okay. And then make a strength save again, just to see if you can hold this person.
20. I literally rolled
Okay.
a 19 and then an 18. The roll is in my favor right now.
Once integrity's got you, she's not letting go.
Strong grip.
Okay. With that, I think we're gonna cut to the B plot.
Hell yeah.
Team
Team
we're
Weira.
And
That's
so
okay.
the two of you are walking along, and on your side, the left side of the hall, or the left side of the detention. Is detention the right word? Is that what I've been saying then?
I think so.
Have I been saying
Yeah.
detention?
Because you were saying detention level,
Detention
and then you were
level.
like, that's
Yeah,
Star
okay,
Wars.
okay. Yeah,
And then you
okay.
stopped saying it.
Detention level.
So your side of the detention layer, there seems to be many more prisoners, and the locks seem to be much more secured. I also need you to make perception checks as well.
To be fair, I am a traffic cone right now.
That's true. Please make that with disadvantage.
13 plus 2, 15.
Okay.
That's like a. It's like a 4.
Oh boy. Mira, you see that on the ground every here and there, there's like almost like there's like gold that was poured onto the ground, and it's just like solidified there. Like someone melted down gold and it's been poured onto the ground every here and there, and there's like little flecks here and there. And assuming that you want to do the same systematic checking of cells that the other team is doing, or is that would that be incorrect?
I'm actually gonna be doing is I'm just gonna be kind of quietly calling, like, hello, artists, maybe political prisoners. If this is you, respond, please.
Marco Polo.
You know, saves us some time. Unless he's asleep, and then we're kind of screwed.
As you are walking down the hallway doing this, you hear someone call out and go, yes, over here. I'm a political prisoner. Please come help me. Please, right here. Please come over here, please.
Okay. We go over there, I assume.
I will
So-
attempt to quickly follow.
The cell number is 1006 for this cell, and inside you see a heavily scarred dark blue, or not dark blue, like a intense blue, I guess would be a better way of describing it, like 5.5 foot tall lizard person who resembles Blub, and they say, "Are you here to save my life, by hats?"
Yes.
Wonderful. The name's Kreska. Welcome to the revolution, I suppose.
Yeah.
I just said that out loud. Fuck. She's going to say, so what's the plan? Also, as a note, this is it's like probably -10 where you're standing right now. Like, it is absolutely freezing.
it's very cold.
And there's
I'm glad I have that raincoat.
There's frost covering the walls, covering the bars. And Kreska's cell seems to be like, it's frosted over, yes, and very cold, but the cell facing hers is like, seems to be where the source of this is coming from. And in there you see a also human, and they're just wearing rags, and they have this long dark brown hair and dark brown like shaggy beard, like, you know, a prisoner would, and it's just filled with icicles.
Jesus, it's a freezer in here.
And when Kreska goes, so what's the plan? This man kind of looks up and goes, are you breaking out of here?
Who might
Yes.
you be?
The name's Faramel.
I can't see you, but I bet you're a pretty swell guy.
I bet you're a fairly swell talking hat.
I'm going to lift off my hat.
Okay, you see a fairly swell looking guy in front of you.
Not what I was expecting, but you know, this is a prison, I guess.
He's going to say, if you got me out of here, I would be glad to offer any assistance I can to this revolution. And Kreska goes, welcome to the revolution.
Can we
Okay.
insight check that?
Welcome to the revolution. You
No,
think Kreska's
the
not-
other guy joining.
Absolutely.
Is he actually a swell guy?
Oh
That's a
man, why
16.
didn't you trust everybody?
He seems genuine about joining the revolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna break you out of here, and then we're gonna break some other people out of here also. So are you gonna help us with that, maybe?
Me? I could, I can't, I'm fairly helpless without my, staff, but if you could get that for me, I could absolutely help you. I'm a trained court wizard.
Where is your staff?
It was confiscated from me. I presume they're holding it somewhere either here on the detention layer, or if it's not here, I don't know where it could possibly be.
Either here
You
or
couldn't
there.
miss it. It's a red wooden staff, gnarled it's just a branch. It's a magical branch, don't get me wrong, but just looks like a branch, like a big branch, like a tall branch, like a tall. I'm making it less
a branch
grandiose
that's
than
tall?
it
Like a
is.
stick.
It's a tall,
Like a big
yeah,
stick.
like a large stick. Yes, you wouldn't miss it. Large orb in it.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll try to get you out then, and hopefully we will find your staff, and there will be no problems, and it will go great.
Wonderful.
Winsler, do you know how to pick a lock? I don't know how
Well-
to pick a lock.
Do you happen to have any lockpicks on you?
No, I didn't think to bring any. We can just attack the lock maybe, but it would probably draw less attention if one of us knew how
Don't
to do
worry, I have a
that.
plan. I hear they I'm like a Swiss Army knife.
That's Winsler.
Swiss Army
and-
man.
How large is a thieves kit? I'd imagine it's sort of like a keyring with a bunch of tools on it.
You've seen my dissection kit in real.
Okay,
the
so it would-
real
it would be
meat
about
space.
that
It's like
size?
that size. It's almost like one of those roll-up pencil cases.
Okay, well, I am going to conjure up the lockpick piece of the tools kit.
Absolutely.
It looks exactly like Integrity's because I've seen her use it.
Yeah.
Do you also have a pork rind?
I do have it in my pocket, but I haven't needed to use it yet.
Oh no.
Okay. You now have a material lockpick.
I will attempt to pick the lock of the newt friend.
Okay. Make a dexterity check,
Oh boy.
because you don't have proficiency in thieves' tools, I'm
No,
afraid.
No, I don't.
You're a good boy who never got taught illegal
I'm a
things.
good boy who's apparently very adept at doing it. I got 22.
God. Holy shit.
Oh. Beginner's luck, or maybe just a unknown skill. You pop that lock, and
Pop the lock.
The cell door kind of shudders and swings open readily.
Easy.
And some of the ice that's encrusted over the actual door just falls off on the ground. And Kreska steps out and she goes, "Oh, wow. Might I offer you a permanent position in the root newts?
No,
I know you're not a newt, but..."
No, I think I'm good.
"Oh, absolutely." And she's kind of has her hands under her armpits and is hunched over, and she's like, Are you going to get our other comrade, or should we carry on?
What do you think? Should we get him out too?
I mean, yeah, we're not just gonna not break someone out, right? That's kind of a dick move, and also we need people so we don't die, right?
That's true. I'm gonna somersault over there, and then I'm gonna
Make a dexterity check. Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
This better be good.
Show
I
off.
got 9.
It is very slippery. You do not you hand plant is good, foot plant not so good. You kind of slip and skid a little bit.
Okay.
You're on your butt. It's mildly embarrassing in front of all your new friends. But I'm sure in time you'll get over it. Or alternatively, when you're 270, you'll lie awake at night and think about, wow, I can't believe I freaking did that.
Wow,
sounds like the most realistic
to tell
approach.
my kids.
Yeah.
I will.
But you can stand up easily and attempt to pick this lock. Yes.
Time to pick lock number 2.
Well, apparently you're really good at this, so,
7.
7. You hear it's just you're I'm gonna do the same thing as last time, and you just, Mira, you hear this ka-chunk, ka-chunk, scrape, scrape, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, scrape, coming from inside, which is not the sound you heard from the last door, which was a couple scrapes and then a click. And sadly, the door does not open whatsoever.
Let me in.
Is it going all right there, bud? You got it?
It's a little bit difficult on this one. I think some ice got in the lock.
Oh, I have a solution for that. Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
You get antifreeze.
Lock Destruction 2 Electric Boogaloo. No, what I'm gonna do, because lightning is hot, is I'm gonna Thunder Wave the lock, and maybe if it takes enough damage, it'll just fucking break.
Okay, lightning is hot. Thunderwave is thunder damage, which I'm going to tell you, because you are in prison and you are infiltrating, it makes a very loud noise.
But we didn't see any other guards, right?
That's true. That's very true.
If it's just other prisoners, and then they could be help's on the way, right?
Yeah.
This is Mira's logic.
Thunder could break off the ice, though, very easily.
Awesome. I'm gonna do that, then.
Absolutely.
So the lock needs to make a con
Needs to
save.
make a Constitution saving throw. It fails.
Oh,
crazy
because
enough.
it is a lock. Cool, that's...
Because it's a lock.
2d8 thunder damage. There it is. 8 plus 2, so that's 10 thunder damage.
Okay. One of the ice blows off, and kind of sprinkles down as powder, nice little ice crystals upon everyone, as if you were making a snow cone. And the top left hinge of the door kind of cracks and pushes in a little bit, and the lock and the bars seem to be completely devoid of any inhibiting ice crystals. It seems like the path is clear for a good lock picking.
All right, you want to make another attempt? I think we might do better this time.
Okay, let's give this another go. That's another 7.
Make it with advantage because your friend helped you.
Okay, that's a 19.
Okay.
Just needed to shimmy it a little bit.
And 19 beats the DC by 1. And with a little shimmy shammy, with a little friendship help,
a little explosion.
You pop that lock, and it kind of since the top hinge kind of is already cracked. When you open the door, it kind of sags very heavily and grinds against the floor, making not as much noise as Mira made, but still a considerable amount of noise. To which Kreska and this older man, he's not elderly, but he's not in his prime. He's a bit he's probably late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Right. They kind of both wince when you make this large sound, and they go, or Kreska at least goes, that might have been a mistake, but we'll see in time.
Womp womp.
where to now? Since you're leading the charge, it seems.
We, I guess, want to go deeper in, because if you guys were here, there's probably other prisoners, and we also need to save another person.
Yeah.
Also,
Wonderful.
I have a question. What's with all the gold?
Oh, the gold?
Yeah.
Well, based on our intelligence, they've been infusing blood magic into gold here. Using some sort of powerful artifact that was discovered a few months ago, which we believe is the source of Korka's newfound god complex. It's what we've come here to relieve him of, and among other things, you know.
Could you explain what blood magic is? I'm not too familiar with that.
Well, I'm not too familiar with it either. I'm not a practitioner personally, but most of my understanding revolves around utilizing either blood or souls to enchant or ward things,
Souls, you say?
infuse
Oh,
items
souls.
or even people.
Souls, you
All those
Souls, huh?
Souls.
Interesting.
those guards you've seen walking around with that gold venation, we assume are not of the royal bloodline and have been infused with blood magic in the form of this gold. Additionally, the reason I say that, and as you're walking and talking, the reason I say it might not have been a great idea to make such a cacophony opening that cell is that there is a torturer here in the prisons who loves to use this gold and get some blood from the prisoners, you know?
Shit.
I think our mentor might be
So-
in trouble. Real big trouble.
We should hurry. We should absolutely hurry. Sorry about the noises we made.
Maybe later.
Well-
Maybe later I could talk to you about other stuff, wizard stuff.
Oh,
Maybe.
wizard stuff.
I don't know.
Joining the revolution
No.
as a wizard?
No.
We'd be happy to take you.
No, I don't.
We take all kinds.
No, I
The
don't-
only
I don't
person who
think
can
that-
pick a lock.
We once had a dryad. They didn't last long. They were burnt to death. But it is what it is.
You know, if you're trying to sell someone on a revolution, talking about all the people who died is, like, maybe not advertising 101.
Well, you don't seem to be made of such flammable materials, and we're a group of fire-breathing lizards, so it's kind of a workplace hazard to team up with someone who's made of wood and trees. But you yourself,
Did you guys
as long as
really
you don't
die
wear
on fire?
wool. Well, it was a bar accident.
But all I really
happens.
wear is wool.
You're not
It
here.
does?
You're not here.
I'm not.
Could I inform Mr. Wiggles that there is indeed a torturer in this horrid place, in addition to hemomancy practice?
Absolutely. You get some purrs back as he seems to be getting some
right, he's
scritches.
not with you too.
Wah, wah.
Wah. That was the whole point of him going with you.
Sereneth has a weakness for children in danger, okay?
Oh man, splitting the party, whatever could ever go wrong.
Shit.
Listen,
So
our
the
characters
cute-
aren't just trope aware
Can you
as we
make-
are.
Can you make another Mr. Wiggles, even though Mr. Wiggles now exists too? Like, there's
No,
two
but
Mr.
I
Wiggles.
can't. I will do this though. I'm going to.
Dr. Wuggles is real.
I'm going to
No.
get rid of the. Get rid of
Mr.
the
Wiggle
conjured.
Wiggle.
I'm getting rid of the conjured
Pick.
pick and reverting my hat to normal size, and I'm just going to literally rip
Shit's real
open
now.
time and space and just yank Mr. Wiggles into his pocket dimension.
What?
What?
Shit.
Because I can do that.
Okay.
Find familiar.
cat.
And
She
then
loses her companion.
later, as we're walking,
Yeah.
I'm going to open the same dimension and yank him out.
Okay, you now have a small cat. He's mildly upset and says, "Hey, I understand the kind of, we have a fairly close relationship here, boy, but I was in the middle of some very good scritches. These people here, they're heavy-handed folk, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad
But you know
scritch.
I'm a dummy. You know I forget things often. You were supposed to stick with our friends.
I asked you.
No,
is
you
it okay
asked
if I
me.
stay?
You.
So, do you wish me to run back to them? Is that it?
No, you're coming with us, mister.
Oh, wonderful. Who are your compatriots?
We got a wizard and we got a revolutionary obsessed newt friend. The wizard sounds a lot like Artis.
Artish.
Yeah.
His true form.
Wiggles kind of gives him a look up and down and goes, I suppose they're birds of a feather, yes?
I don't know what that means, but I guess you're kind of on the right track.
Yeah, of course. Can I go into your pocket now?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm throwing him in my pocket.
Yeah, he slips in there super easy, curls up, nap time. It is. And as the now 5 of you, this is kind of a lopsided split party, 5 and 2. As the
They could
5
have
of
taken
you,
Cat with them.
as the 5
I
of
didn't
you,
want the kid to be alone.
Well, the poor
Now the
kid is
kid's
just-
fucking alone.
Yeah,
They just
'cause you
saw,
fucking
like-
ripped him.
They just saw like a portal just like absorb Mr. Wiggles into it and then just vanish.
And like, you
As
knew.
portals do.
Mr. Wiggles said, hey, they want me to stay with this kid, this child. Is
yeah,
that cool?
but I'm also a child and I was cosplaying as a traffic cone.
I needed him more. It's like the Fairly Odd Parents.
You can't
need him
expect
more.
me to remember all this.
So, as the 5 of you, continue down this hallway, Kreska seems to be, like, checking out every single one of these cells, and she's kind of falling a bit behind, but she catches up every now and like she'll check out a cell block, see if anyone she knows or anyone important is in there, and then come back, run, and catch up with you. Meanwhile, Faramel is going to talk with you, both of you, and say, does either one of you have a spare knife, anything, a wand, anything that could be helpful? Like a stick, even something. A
What?
crystal, a gem of some sort, anything that I could use to channel
I have
magic
a pork
through.
rind if you want a piece of that.
Can you do music magic? I have like an instrument. Is that any help?
I unfortunately am completely inept in the musical arts.
how
I'm
about-
afraid. Thank you for the offer.
Maybe you could make use of this, and I'm going to pull out the second spell book that I have, the one that was given to me as a gift.
Dalmas gave to you?
Gave.
Absolutely.
And I hand it to him.
He kind of thumbs through it, and he goes, not quite what I would have picked for myself, but it'll do in a pinch. Thank you. Your name is?
And that's the end of the episode.
Are you okay?
Okay.
I can't tell if
wanted-
you forgot your name or you're trying to make up a
Look,
fake
no,
revolution
like-
name.
I actually drew a blank. I actually just I just
IRL?
felt I just felt like wah.
It starts with a W.
It's Winslow, sir.
Wiggles.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Winsler. Thank you for saving me. I've been in that cell for the past 7 years. And he
Holy
puts
shit.
out a hand.
I don't want to touch his hand.
And you stand there for 10 awkward seconds.
I'll shake his
And he
hand.
goes, okay.
If he's just standing there.
So he's just holding out his hand, and from the side, Mira swoops in and just grabs it.
It's
and
my
shakes
handshake now.
We're friends.
His hand is freezing cold.
Oof.
Almost like when it's winter time. I don't know if you as a kid were an idiot, but I as a kid had friends who stuck their tongues to holes and got the layer of skin ripped off.
Oh.
It almost feels like if you held onto his hand for too long, that would happen.
Okay.
Your soul
But after
would
a
be
few
ripped
seconds,
apart.
after a handshake, he lets go of your hand. And that's where we're gonna end this episode.
With a poor
On an
handshake.
awkward handshake.
With an awkward handshake.
As all
Awkward
good episodes
introductions.
end.
Sarah, can you do the outro?
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you did, please give us a rating or a review on iTunes or both. It would really help us out a lot. You can also see previews for future episodes and hang out with us on our social media, so you can follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Trials and Trebs. We also have a Discord server. It's a really fun time, it's a great space, and you can find the invite link for that on our Twitter or our Instagram.
you can learn all about the alter egos of each and every one of our characters.
I'm not
done with
the
the
characters
Except
yet.
for me.
But
here
yeah,
on
but like by the time
podcast.
this episode airs, you
Okay,
will
yeah,
be.
true.
Yeah.
I'll have them done then.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for listening. All of us as a collective will talk into your ear holes the next time you listen to this show, which if you're all caught up will be next week, or if you want to watch it, listen to it all again, will be whenever you want, because this is an on-demand broadcast. So it's kind of up to you on that point. But until next time you listen to us in your ears, don't do crime. I'm
Crime.
Luke. Bye.
Don't
Crime is good.
Crime,
Bye.
please.
Goodbye, do crime.
Guys, no,
Bye-bye.
stop.